The light frosting, dusting the ground, trees, and houses in Ontario, my heart is filled with envy. I'm a huge winter nut, and I just love powder snow and all the shimmer it brings when the sun shines on it. In the south of France, though, the air is crisp one moment and warm the next, but inside, it's always pink noses and toes in blankets. So I am taking workshops in sculpting and character design. I've been learning so much and finally feel confident to do an advanced mold of a mermaid top, one that I began designing during this video. I still have to order the supplies, but once I do, I'm hoping it will be completed for next Thursday. I also updated my equipment for this channel and for social media. As you can probably tell, I am still getting the hang of things, but I love the freedom that this provides me. What's most exciting is that I can capture the moments underwater while swimming as a mermaid, just as I want to, and more efficiently too. There will be some amazing videos of this coming up in the next few weeks. But for now, I am currently applying for some mermaid opportunities back in Ontario, and I am hoping to receive at least one. It would be so amazing to share the wonder and the merfolk lore of Caribbean mermaiding, because there's a lot where I'm from, but not a lot of people seem to know about it. Even with all these great things happening, there are still moments of uncertainty and fear. I'm sure many of you understand what it's like to receive not so great news, like loss of a loved one, a poor diagnosis, or an unexpected change in your living situation. Well, lately, I am feeling overwhelmed by my day-to-day life. It's changing. There's medical appointments, and the thought of my future seems to be fading. If I ruminate too far, though, my mind can go so deep, leading me to days of hopelessness. But in the midst of it all, I remind myself to indulge in my calming pleasures. Nothing feels as good as smelling a bit of lavender, drinking lavender tea, rolling on a massage roller, and eating berries while on bed rest. There's something about caring for our souls that heals us faster than any medication or doctor requisite could. I also work out every day, and I am getting stronger every month. But I'm trying to remind myself that I need to care for my mind and my spirit too. While prayer helps for this, there are many other resources too, including sitting with the trees, sitting by a lake, under a willow tree, writing in my journal, drawing, singing, and playing guitar. It's not that I have to do all of these things every single day, but whatever calls most to me, that's what I want to do. Each resource helps to release one energy while building up another. This is a little reminder to take care of yourself beyond the physical or the scientific. Close your eyes and go to a place that you've always imagined, whether from real life or in a future you envision for yourself. Give yourself 5 minutes to be there. Talk out loud. Laugh. Move your limbs along with the vision in your mind. And tell me, where did you go? Whew. God, I hope I look awake enough. I've been up very late last night editing videos, and so I'm obviously paying for it today. Plus, yesterday I swam in a chlorine pool, and it's been a long time since I swam in chlorine, and I'm feeling the effects. I'm feeling the effects very much. I think anyway. I think that's what it is. It's like caused me pain here and like here in my head. So as you can imagine, I'm not feeling fantastic today, but I still wanted to make a video today and show you guys what I've been up to, bring you guys on a little nature walk with us because I really like doing that, and I think that's what I'm going to keep doing. Anthony also brought home a little, let's say, a surprise, and so I wanted to show you guys Thé Royale, it's called. But basically, I think it's just he mentioned to the guy that sells this artisan tea that, I've been having some stomach aches lately and all this kind of stuff. And so he was like, oh, this is the good one. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it smells so good. And honestly, I'm not a tea person. I am when I'm reading a book, cozy, and when there's snow outside, but I live in the south of France and there's no snow outside, so I'm not really motivated to drink any tea. However, when I need a good, relaxing feel, I just I would just be like, smell it. If you could, I would suggest it. It's very, very good. Oh my gosh, I think I'll leave it open while I talk. On the other hand, so good. I finished Bambino's third book. Yay! If you are new here, I am a writer. I don't have the urge to publish anything. I just feel like, writing for me and creating for me. So I've created a children's book series. I say children's book, but it's not really just a book for kids. It's for anybody who likes this kind of entertainment. And it is a book series surrounded by my dog who has cerebellar hypoplasia, and the whole story is basically, or the whole series is basically her eventually gaining some confidence being a dog and being in a world with lots of new noises, lots of new sounds and smells and sights and all that. And the series is called Bambi's Boogie Wonderland. Here's the title. And because we travel a lot and we go from place to place, city to city, village to village, I thought it'd be cool to have a series of a minimum of 25 books talking about her exploration and all the things she learns in each city. Because every city we go to, there is some sort of, I don't know, height of the event that she does something or learns something or does something new that really surprises us. So yeah, that's what we got for the book so far. So I'm just going to read you this third book. I think in my last videos, you can check one way up here. I have the other two books that you can listen to, but I'm going to read to you Bambi's Boogie Wonderland in Cassis, which is a city here in the Mediterranean. One faithful day on a twirly car ride, we made our way to the vast mountainside. Some people zoomed by on two-wheeled bikes. It made me hope and dream we were going for a hike. We stopped at one point to take in the view. Everything was wide and endless and blue. Just when I thought we'd stay a while, we headed back to the car in single file. I began to lose hope. Maybe we won't explore. But suddenly we stopped and Mrs. opened the door. The smells were overwhelming. Dogs, cats, birds, and what's that? A salty scent splashing and crashing the sand behind our backs. I don't think I want to go there. The sound is too loud. Plus, there's wild kids, barking dogs, and very large crowds. But oh no, Mrs. went in, and the monster is grabbing her. But she seems to be having fun. jumping around with laughter. "Come on, Bambino, the water's great," she kept exclaiming with glee. Going inside that monster? Oh no, it couldn't be me. Before I could turn and run, I was flying in the air. My paws were getting soaked. I began to float. Well, this is rare. When I made it back to the sand, my heart going boom. I got the zoomies, feeling strong. My legs went vroom. The monster is a friend with the power to make me happy. Next time I go to the beach, I'll always swim and get zappy. That's my story. Oh yeah, by the way, I always write drafts of books on papers like this. As you can see, I fold open, close, and I write at the top and the bottom. This is something I've done since I was a child, and I've never stopped doing it. Even when I was in high school and university, that's how I wrote my drafts. And I will draw just the same on these crusty pieces of paper until I am ready to make a legit print of my book. And then I will put this book on my shelf for me to look at. Ooh, love it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that story. I really like writing about her, and you know, it helps having photos and videos to look back on and be like, oh yeah, I remember when she got the zoomies for the first time after swimming, which actually at that time we thought something was actually wrong. We thought she was trying to escape the water, like run away from the beach, but it turned out she was just so happy for floating, for moving. And I think this is just a hypothesis, but I think that when she's in the water, like me, our bodies feel different. When I'm out of the water, I'm more heavy, tired, fatigued easily, and I have to be in the bed for most of the day. But when I'm in the water, it's like anti-gravity, and I swim so much faster because I don't have to rely on gravity and my legs to hold me up. I can just float whenever I'm tired or, you know, move as fast as I really want. So I think that's what happens to her in her little mind. She's like, whoa, I can suddenly move very fast and, you know, do what I want and get where I want to go. And she gets crazy. And she's been doing that at the beach like ever since, especially this summer while we were here in Toulouse. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the story. I'm going to be writing number 4. It's going to be taking place in Madrid. So feel free to stick around for Bambi's Boogie Wonderland number 4. Next week, we're actually getting out of here. I put a little question quote on Instagram to guess where I'm going to be moving back to. I will not give you that answer just yet, but for now, we're going to be going up to the north of France to visit Antony's family and spend time with them during the holidays. So that's quite nice, to be honest with you, because we haven't spent the holidays with family in a couple years now. I think ever since my accident, actually. And so that will be quite nice to have the meals and sitting around the table and all that kind of stuff and sharing memories with each other and eventually taking some nice photos and videos with each other as well. I got myself some new equipment, as you might have guessed. Ooh. And I got, you know, the microphone is here now, and I have my camera here, which is nice. I don't have to speak so loudly for you guys to hear me anymore. I can just talk like you're in the room with me. That's a good feeling because I can't stand loud noises. With this new equipment, I got it on purpose for one of two reasons. One, I've always wanted a camera for myself. I haven't had one since I was 12. I think that was the first time I got one. It was a Canon camera. It was silver, flat, about this large, practically the same size as this one. But we could not go underwater with it, and to record videos was a bit of a nightmare. But anyway, I really wanted something that works quite well and can actually be used for what I want to do. And as you all probably know by now, I am a mermaid, so I want to record more of myself as I go underwater and do my tricks and, you know, have a good time being myself. And I feel like having a camera is, and even the microphone, both things really help me to show off, you know, our everyday life and the little highlights or lowlights of what happens in our lives. I'm not really here to try and impress you guys, as you might have been able to see from my videos. They're not like epic or anything. I care more about, you know, talking about my experiences and and the things I'm going through, even if it's kind of a boring day or a crafty day or a cozy day or a rainy day. It doesn't really matter. I just wanted to share, what my day to day is with you guys, and also just kind of document what's been happening so I have something to look back on in the future. For those of you who don't know, I do have some memory issues, and sometimes it's very annoying not knowing when something happened. And this really helps that if I'm like, something happened last December, I can go back to my 4 videos. I only release 1 video a week, so it's not that much, but I go back to my videos and I can see, oh yeah, I did that. Oh yeah, I did that. And of course, photos and videos on my phone help a lot too. So right now I'm currently, as you could see in the video, I'm currently working on completing a mold, a cast and mold for my very first, or well, technically it's my second mermaid top, but it is my very first intricately designed mermaid top, because my first one, I was just trying to keep it nice and simple to see the process of molding and casting more than focused on the artistic design of it. While now I did a nice complex artistic design, and I want to be able to create myself a top cast and everything that kind of matches a future silicone tail that I will receive in February. So I felt like now is the good time to do it, even though I'm going to be headed out in next week. I'm going to be headed out of Toulouse next week. I I said whatever to it, I have the time, I have the energy for the most part, and I really want to get this done, and I'm very proud of what I've made. I keep looking at it like, whoa, you know, because you won't be able to tell from any video that I share with you guys, but the amount of hours it took to do that, it baffles me, because honestly, my whole life, my whole artistic career, I despised sculpting. And it's mostly because anytime we'd sculpt in a workshop or anything like that, it was always the same boring stuff. Bowls, cups, plates. Like, why are we doing the same stuff every time? Very, very boring. And now I learned, if you mold stuff, you can create whatever you want by replicating it and casting it over and over and over again. And that, it kind of motivated me to want to do this, because I was like, what? You mean I can make a shell that I can then reuse almost infinitely, unless something drastic happens to it, and I can also wear the art that I make. I feel like that is one of the best ways to not only market and advertise for yourself, but to actually show people what you do. You don't have to show them just on your phone, oh, here's a painting I made on this little tiny screen, where you can't really experience the full painting that way. But when you're wearing your art and when you're wearing your fashion designs and eventually some tails or suits and stuff that you make, then people could be like, whoa, what is that? And where did you get it? And how did you make it? And oh my gosh, eventually you might be able to draw in those little kindred spirits who are looking for things like that for themselves. This is where I'm going, and this is what I really want to do. So I'm hoping this equipment that I just got will help me capture all of that for you guys in a more simple fashion that doesn't feel like it's too blurry or too poor quality. I hope it's good enough for you guys to actually get the gist of what I'm working on. But anyway, let me know your suggestions if you want to see more of what I make, and or if you want to see more intricate details of the nature walks that I go on, because for now I just kind of give you guys the path perspective, but I'm glad to give you guys some little things that we see as we go. Yeah, just let me know. I'm completely open, and yeah, I'm happy to be here. That's funny how this started. I started tired, but now I feel okay. It's funny how that works. Anyway, much love, y'all. Adios.